Society's worldview concerning war has definitely changed over time as a result of film. This video essay will demonstrate the way war films challenge and promote social norms through the use of social classes and human connection. War films highlight the powerlessness, pain, and triumph of their characters in the face of conflict by both subverting and reinforcing societal expectations around class structures and the greater moral good.
You knew this would happen?
Everything changed.
This draws attention to the power of human connections in the face of danger, as well as the potential for those connections to become manipulative.
The screams of your men shall lull me to sleep at night.
This essay demonstrates films portraying war as a necessary evil, as a means of glory, and as a conflict to be avoided, all within the last 3 decades. Between 1990 and 2010, films argued war wasn't pleasant, but was effective in delivering an intended outcome. While movies such as Braveheart and Avatar had shown tolls of war, they simultaneously encouraged the idea of sacrifice. The negative stigma of war has been transformed, promoting a fight for the greater good. The film The Lord of the Rings: The Return of the King highlighted the necessity in destroying the One Ring for the benefit of all Middle-earth. It subverted societal expectations surrounding social classes by demonstrating how lowly hobbits, great wizards, and powerful kings can work as one against a common enemy. The film represents unity of the human race, irrespective of class, upon entering the hardship of war for the purpose of overcoming evil. The film is integrative propaganda, persuading the audience of a viewpoint rather than an action. Film Studies, a global introduction, describes similar films as a means of convincing mass audiences of the value of entering into conflict. This film, and others like it, highlight the importance of fighting for a just and right cause, and created the ideology of war as a necessary evil.
Just one chance to tell our enemies that they may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom!
Come the 2010s, war films started promoting a sense of glory upon victory. Battleship and Outlaw King are some of the films that generated a trend of overcoming adversity through unity, and therefore the fight for the greater good became oversaturated. Edge of Tomorrow entirely disregarded the consequences of war, granting the protagonist, Major William Cage, infinite opportunities to save others and achieve victory. Only the enemy was of superior number and power. Societal expectations concerning authority were explored by simultaneously forcing Cage to conduct the will of his military betters, while also entertaining the fantasy of standing up to oppressive authority.
I have to hand it to you, Major. When you left this office today, I never imagined you'd be back, let alone with my most decorated soldier.
The film glorifies conflict, making war look like a game. This film is also integrative propaganda, promoting nothing more than a viewpoint. Introduction to Film Studies notes that films that glorify war tend to emphasize individual heroism and action. Nelms also describes such movies as the epitome of masculine glamour, fighting with such skill, ferocity, and charisma. Many 2010s films fantasized war, oversaturating the ideology of war being a distant yet exhilarating demonstration of the might of the human race in overcoming odds stacked against them. Recently, movies have begun to quell the idea of honorable war heroes and have argued nothing good ever comes from war. 1917 and The King are prime examples of films that depict the harsh, merciless reality of war. The Media Student's book identifies that media can represent over and over again to convey a sense of familiarity of themes and ideas. Modern filmmakers have fought back against this familiarity of glorified conflict and have therefore created anti-war films that appear unfamiliar or even threatening to audiences. All Quiet on the Western Front takes this a step further in both confronting imagery, the loss of a war, from the perspective of Germany in World War II. Societal expectations are met and amplified concerning social classes, incorporating scenes of German and French officials enjoying fine dining and discussion, contrasted by the malnutrition and saddened silence of the soldiers' trenches.
Sind jetzt an der Westfront.
The whole film is a reflection of human greed and suffering. It persuades the audience to consider a mournful and sympathetic tone to military service, rather than a celebration of victory or boasting to unsuccessful participants. All Quiet on the Western Front and other modern war films stress the importance of avoiding conflict and support the ideology of thoughtful and peaceful conflict resolution. Over time, film has shaped the way society has viewed war. Starting from the 1990s, war has been represented as a necessary evil and went on to become an oversaturation of victory and glory in the 2010s. Modern-day filmmakers have since combated this through harsh contrast of intense imagery and sorrowful losses, utilizing films such as Lord of the Rings: The Return of the King, Edge of Tomorrow, and All Quiet on the Western Front. Socio-cultural factors of social classes, human connection, and authority have been explored, subverted, and amplified to argue that society's ideology of war has changed as a result of film in as little as 3 decades.